Hi, everyone. Aloha, another level living community. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. We are in for an amazing treat, and we have an awesome special guest today. I can't wait to introduce you. Let me just tell you really quickly about, why are we here? We're all about business and life harmony. We want to be able to give you as entrepreneurs tools and techniques to help you work smarter, not harder, create time, money, and emotional freedom. Know that victory is already yours and it is time for total success. Now is your time to shine. And our amazing guest today, Coach Neefah Smith, she's going to give you some amazing tips on how to unleash the success of you. Welcome, Neefah, for being here. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So let me just tell you a little bit about Coach Neefah. She is the owner and CEO of a company called Hidden Gems Coaching. And Hidden Gems is a motivational and inspirational coaching company that provides coaching support, trainings, and workshops to individuals, families, and the groups in order to gain access to unleashing the 7 gems, hidden gems of investing in you. And so Coach Neefah, she is all about also reminding women that they are beautiful, amazing, captivating, and unique. And God has designed them with their own special ingredients, something like no one else can contain. And she's all about being able to let them know that and guiding them to owning all of their greatness in her coaching. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to hear the amazing message that you have for us today. So I'll let you go ahead and first of all, let me just ask you a question about did I miss anything on all the awesomeness that you are? I mean, you're doing a lot of things. Not only are you doing coaching, but you're also on your way to become an amazing counselor as well and create that blend.
Yes.
Oh, so that's just so amazing. Can you tell me before we even get into these unleashing the success of you, what led you to this calling? Tell us a little bit more about you that maybe I didn't put in there.
Oh no, you've done an amazing job actually, but I will say the calling came from being the change that I wanted to see, that I needed to see. You can't want something and not be it yourself. So I just wanted to do my part in helping other women heal, overcome, find that confidence to embrace the woman within. And you know me for a while. I started out just walking, and that became my release. It became my time with God and my technique, walk, talk, release. It created audio journals where I realized I had positive self-talk, but it was my journals. And every day I was healing one step at a time. And this is who I am now. She's always been there, but every day we're still embracing the woman within because she knows who we are.
Oh, Coach Neefah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing her. She has an awesome walk, talk, release process that not only can she guide you through when you connect with her, but you can also read about it in her upcoming chapter on the Power of Coaching book that's coming out. Amazing, amazing the transformation that you provide and that thing that you had shared about being the change that we wish to see. A lot of times we teach what we most need to learn, or we teach what we most experience. So for those of you who are listening, if you've gone through something, if you have a story, if there's something that you have overcome or you're in the process of overcoming, there's also people who may have gone through it who may need your support. We only got to be one step ahead of the people that we support. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to share with us today about this unleashing the success of you? I want to hear.
I have 7 hidden gems, and I practice these gems every day. God gave them to me. I would wake up in the middle of the night and just write down these words. I would share with you in our meetings and stuff. And it took some time to bloom, but when it bloomed into something beautiful. And I'm gonna give you 7 hidden gems. And the first one is to be kind to yourself. love yourself, because women take on the role, wear many roles. They love everyone else. They're doing everything for everyone else, filling them up, and they forget to get filled up themselves. So everything you're giving to someone else, make sure you give back to yourself, because when you're at your best for your family, your friends, your career, everything. Nothing can stop you. And the next one is
Wait. Because that was so good. We can't just go on to the next one yet.
okay.
That's so powerful. Be kind. So what I heard you say was be kind to yourself, especially yourself. So therefore you can be a better kindness to other people. We've been talking about on this series so long about we can't pour out from a hidden cup. And it seems to be this reoccurring theme. And you had shared how as women, we have so many roles, right? And how can we best fulfill them is by loving on us first. So that part that you said about loving loving ourselves almost even more or even as much. I like to say more because the more I'm loving that.
I agree.
Okay. Yes.
No, I agree. Just like scripture, love, how I say love your neighbor like you love yourself. You're supposed to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And under the be kind, I also want to add, embrace your power. You are your own superhero. Embrace your power.
This is number 2. Embrace your power.
Well, that was under be kind. I put that under be
kind.
kind. Embrace your power. Yes.
A lot of times it's so easy for us to even mentally and emotionally give our power away. Something happens and we get blown by the wayside and we give our power away to other people, other places, other things, other situations. Right. But the one thing that we can control is our energy and our power.
We sure can.
We can trust you with it. Yes.
That's right. And my second hidden gem is be committed. Be committed to your self-development. Once again, as women, we make commitments everywhere, to the family, to the friends, to the children, to the job. I mean, it starts young. The commitment we're making to our parents, even in learning how to date, we're always making a commitment to everyone else. So God told me to make a commitment to myself, my self-development, self-growth, and self-learning.
So beautiful. That part about how it's, I was just talking with someone and I was like, it's so easy to invest in other people or in other things, or to be committed to other people's projects and other things.
Right.
And yet we neglect what the greatest commitment will give the fruit to everything else. If we're committed to our growth, our personal and professional growth.
I agree.
It made me think about even like some, I think that's one of the reasons why I love entrepreneurship, because I think about even stay-at-home moms and how there's so much energy given to the kids and to the family and to the household. And then the kids grow up and then they go away to college or wherever they go. And then the mom is like, well, who am I? What am, And so then I'm like, you know what? That's why I say like, hey, do a business, create your own, whatever it is,
Because we're more than mothers, we're more than a daughter. We're more than a friend. We are ourselves. We have to be great to ourselves because we are with ourselves longer than we would be with anyone else.
Oh, so good. That's so good. Wow. More than, a lot of times it's easy and I'm so glad you came up with these, because I think about how a lot of women feel like they're less than. Right. And we're here to
more than. We're definitely more than.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. What's next? What's the next one?
My third hidden gem is, I think it's a big one. Boundaries. Ooh. Boundaries is all about taking care of yourself first. It's not about controlling anyone else. It's about taking care of yourself first. We as women, we have to protect our time, our emotional, mental, spiritual, all of that. When people think it's control, it's not. It's, you have to protect yourself to be well for yourself, and once again, to even serve and give back to others.
Boundaries, it's so interesting. When I tell people, like I say, set healthy boundaries. And, I even had one lady say, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know where I begin and other people end. Right. And,
Yes.
and it was coming out of this place of tired, exhaustion, depletion, because there had been so much energy poured out that, she felt unappreciated, unsupported,
Right.
not valued. Right. And when we own and honor our boundaries, okay, we can't control what's happening, but we can control how we respond to it. And we can also carve out and own and honor our emotions and our feelings.
And we can learn to say no. We do not have to say yes to everything. And one of the things I had to incorporate, maybe saying no 90% of the time. So the other 10%, you can be fully committed. You can give yourself time and space to do what others may have asked of you. So you're not overworked, overwhelmed. And our bodies know when we don't want to do something. And when we continuously do things we don't want to do, what happens? We begin to become frustrated with others. But your body told you that you really didn't want to do it.
So listen to your body. Listen to your
listen to your body.
Don't listen to your mind. Stop. I mean,
listen to your body.
Listen to your body.
Listen to your body.
Because people listen to their mind, it just may take you to the wrong place.
I agree. Your body will tell you what it needs and what it wants.
I love that. Because a lot of times people think, and so this is especially for anyone who has I'm thinking about health issues or there's struggles. So mind, body, soul is connected. A lot of times we think that it's different, right? If our body is talking to us, sometimes it might give us a little ache and pain, or it might give us a nice little injury, right? Or something like that, saying, pay attention, slow down, smell the roses. Are you listening to me? And it's like a whisper.
It is. It's definitely a whisper.
So
but you got to be able to hear it though as well. So you got to be in a space to receive the whisper and hear it.
That's good. It's true. It's so true. It's funny. I was just sharing also, God's always talking. The question is, are we listening? Because he will whisper too. Nature whispers. It's been screaming to the world for years.
That's my favorite place. Nature.
Tell me more about that. Tell me what is it about nature that you love so much?
When I'm out in nature, I feel more spiritually in tune. I feel like I'm out in the open with God's creations. Like when you look up, it's the plains, it's trees, it's grass, it's flowers. You see the cars going by, and guess what? You're there. You're a creation. God created you. And I feel like, especially when I'm walking and thinking, even recording, I'm one of God's instruments. I'm like, humans are amazing. And we get to use our greatest gift. He gave us a voice.
And I thank you for sharing that, because one of the things that I was listening to the radio and was talking about, communication is such a lost art. Right now we're inundated by so much technology, so many things that we've missed the communication with ourselves. But also, one of the reasons why I love doing this work is that I recognize there's such a big disconnect with people's connection to nature, people's connection to all the beautiful things that God has given us around us to be able to receive. Is healing.
It is. It's very healing.
So for those of you who are listening, getting out of nature can be so very powerful.
It is. Movement brings creativity. Movement brings awareness, openness. So it does a lot.
Okay. So what's the next one you have for us? Thank you.
To be present, mindfulness. We kind of basically touched on that one, but I also put under there to embrace where you are in life. Be okay with not knowing all the answers, because where God lead, God's provide. And being present, it helps you focus on the now, not the past. The past was just a place for reference. And the lessons, you get the blessings. So it gives you everything that you need for now to move forward to the future. So many people spend time focusing on the past and as well as being worried about the future.
All right, let me bring you back on that one. That was good. Okay.
That's why I paused, because you know me, I would have kept talking.
I know, right? But you know, it was so good. And you know how good I love talking about the present, right? Because, you know, the past, we get so caught up in that. And, you know, we want to really be cognizant about the things that happen in our past that if we don't heal, it will bleed off and mess up our present. You know, and a lot of people miss that, and then they wonder what happened, and it's not until in the future after it's destroyed that they realize, oh, it was because of this, you know.
Right.
So that part about, you know, a lot of times even thinking too much about the future can create anxiety.
It does.
You know, so it's like, oh, it's like, okay, and it's natural for us to want to live in the past because this happened. It's a pattern, right? Okay, a pattern's happening again. It's natural for us to want to live into the future, like, because we don't know what's going to happen or what's, you know, that it creates worry, like we said before. But all of those things we can't control. And so why are we even living there? I mean, because, you know,
I agree.
So the greatest presence is presence.
It is.
It's not easy. It's not normal. Like, you know, it's not.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's not. I mean, because everybody wants a better life, or, you know, to be at a better place in their life, you know, to maybe have a better job or something. So, and you get all of that by, actually it's going to be one of the other gems, but preparing for the future. But we just want it because as people, we should desire more. We should desire to be better, you know, to create and leave legacy. So I do understand.
I love that. I love that. I think that that part about what you had shared, you know, be prepared for the future, but live in the present. So very powerful. So very powerful and so very true. And I think one of the things that causes a lot of people future thinking, I know for me, so for those of you who are listening, I used to live so much in the future. Like, oh my gosh, it's gonna, like, that's where I lived. I lived in the future. Right. I was never present. Right. You know, and I have friends and I know people who lived in the past and they're just so there that they don't see the future or the present. Right. But that part about living so much in the future and missing the present, we miss the moments. You know, one of the biggest things that my sister had shared with me, which was, I think, so amazing. She's like, Heather, you want to create peace where you are. Like, so many times we want to be able to get to, oh my gosh, let me let me just try to get out of this, right?
Right.
But when you create peace where you are, that actually amplifies your presence.
It does. It pushes it forward. You're like propelled more when you find peace in the present.
I love that. I love that. Okay, what's the next one? These are just so good.
Oh, thank you. And actually, you know what? One was be prepared. So we kind of touched that, but being prepared is still, you do it in the present. And this is what I learned, the trick for myself was, being prepared is not always doing. Being prepared is actually you're embracing the woman within, and you're becoming in the process, as people like to use the word becoming. You're actually becoming who you already are. So I like that one. But and I will say under be prepared is to be committed to yourself, be committed to your self-growth. All of these tie together because that's why they're hidden gems from within.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, you know, a lot of times, especially for people who might live in the past, there's a fear of being prepared. There's a fear and a failure. A colleague had just posted earlier this week, a failure to plan is a plan to fail. So we want to plan, we want to prepare, but we don't want to like freak out about it. But at least it'll help create more presence by knowing that, okay, it's covered.
I agree. And once again, being busy, busy, busy is not preparing as what people think, you know.
Exactly.
Because you got to create that space of the process, you know, to bloom organically.
Oh, I love that. Give yourself time. I think about the caterpillar
Mhm.
to the butterfly.
Exactly. Or as you like to say, the tortoise.
Yes, the tortoise. I love it. So for yeah, so for those of you who are listening, I love being the tortoise. The tortoise is the best thing ever. I used to be the hare. I spent so many years being the hare and then spinning my wheels, getting nowhere. But the tortoise, that's my main man right there.
That's where you learn at.
True. That's where you learn at. Oh,
That's where you learn at.
tell me more about that.
When you're busy, 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 rushing to win the race, we forget that it's really a marathon. So you want to be in the marathon and not a sprint. Because you know the marathon is like it's longevity.
Yeah.
So that's how you learn through longevity because we're always going to be learning something, especially if you're a seeker. It's almost like healing. We're always going to be healing from something because we're always going to be something's always going to go on in life. So
Beautiful.
the longevity, that marathon gives you that whole learning span.
That's so beautiful. It's the powers in the progress, the lessons in the journey, not in the
Mhm.
destination.
Right.
Oh my gosh, Coach Neefah, you have been amazing today. I want who are listening to make sure you put in the comments below, like what what hidden gem spoke mostly to you, today. What was your biggest takeaway from this conversation? And then also, can you tell us, Neefah, about how we can be able to get a hold of you? Do you have anything that you could be able to share with us? Any gifts or anything?
Oh, one thing I wanted to run down these quick ones to you as
Okay,
well.
go
One of
ahead.
my most favorite one is to be confident, head up, crown on,
Oh,
and be inspired because we touched on that as well, but be inspired is a separate one because inspiration is everywhere. We're actually inspiration to others and others are inspirations to us, you know.
okay.
And one of the most important ones, I know this will make number 8, but this is the hidden gem, is to be yourself. You are your own superpower. God created you. I like to say God mixed me with my own special ingredients, and can't nobody be Neefah like Neefah can be Neefah.
So now, Neefah, we got to talk about these because I mean, you just dropped these last amazing golden nuggets, right? Being confident. That part about being the one that I really want to hear more about is that being yourself. How
Because
do we
when
say
I think about it, being most people don't operate out of their authenticity, and I believe it starts. I could be wrong, but it's probably start at childhood. You want this friend to like you, this friend to like you. You want to please your parents. You want to please other people. So you begin to adapt to who everyone wants you to be. So when you start walking on your own path, in your own shoes, you have become the authentic version of yourself that God has created.
I love that for so many reasons. I remember when I was on this journey of starting this business and doing this, people are like, what the heck are you doing? Why are you leaving the security of the government? Why are you going and starting fresh and trying to figure out life when you're already secure and set for life? Have you
Mhm.
lost your mind? I would hear that. Have you lost your mind? Have you gone crazy? And I'm like, I've actually think I found it. But even then they didn't understand it. And so one of the
Mhm.
things I would share with people, and for those of you who are listening who could resonate this, maybe there's people in your life that are like trying to figure out what is wrong with you. Why are you on this entrepreneurship journey? You were given maybe a calling, right?
Mhm.
And we can either hear
Yes.
the call or we can continue to endure the pain fighting against it. And the message isn't for everyone, it's just for the
It's
right
not.
ones. And everyone else wasn't given the vision that you were. So that power in being and owning your authenticity allows you to own your uniqueness and unleash your greatness. And I'll let you know if it's, especially if it's divine led. Neefah, you had said where God guides, he provides. He totally will. If this was a calling that you already had, victory is already yours. So now you just got to walk in it. And Coach Neefah will help you get there.
I sure will.
So how can they find you? Tell me, how can they find you?
I can be reached at Neefah at hiddengems.com. Do I give my business number as well? Or
You
what?
can, sure. Go ahead.
Oh. It's 336-355-8135.
Yay. Okay. I love it. So make sure you give her a call. Make sure you reach out. She's giving us some amazing nuggets today. Neefah,
and I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Okay. All right, ladies, you hear this, okay? She's giving you some amazing nuggets. Now, if you want to be able to take these and run with them, go ahead and reach out to her ASAP. Don't delay. Go ahead and reach out to her today.
Yes, because I also provide the 7 hidden gems. I also provide a actual worksheet of it where they can work through it, you know.
Oh, cool. Can you, so you can be able to give that to us as a gift if they email you?
I sure will. I can attach it to them, you know, give them the link and they can download the PDF file and, you know, work through it and reach back out to me.
Okay, perfect. And we'll also put it in our comments too, so therefore they can get it.
Okay.
All right. I love that. So therefore, definitely want to reach out to her so we can get that actual worksheet where you can work through these hidden gems for yourself.
Oh, yes. It's a beautiful worksheet, ladies.
I've seen it. It is nice. Oh, thank you so much for helping us get to another level. We really appreciate you being here with us on this episode today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And everyone out there in Another Level Living Land, we're so happy that you joined us. Make sure to tune in next week for another episode of Freedom Fridays. And in the meantime, have an amazing weekend with your family. Remember, activate your presence power. Know the victory is already yours. Leverage all the secrets that you just learned here in this one. And we'll see you soon. Peace.